All right, YouTube, it is Mr. Mean coming at you this fine Tuesday afternoon. It is about 3:15 p.m. I hope you are all doing well. No video review today. This is a rant. I've been hearing and seeing a lot of stuff on YouTube and in the media about the whole WotC and Hasbro layoffs, and I wanted to chime in. I wanted to give my 2 cents. If that's not your thing or you don't want to care to watch it, that's fine. This is just me getting it off my chest, and you know, it's well known on this channel that I am not a huge fan of D&D. I think, you know, AD&D and 3.5 and even 4th edition were, in my opinion, slightly better in different ways. 5th edition is a fine game. I don't have any beef against it. I don't hate it. It's just not my cup of tea. That being said, for all the D&D, and I don't mean this to be derogatory, but all the D&D fanboys and all the people out there that only play D&D and won't play other games, you're in an abusive relationship and you need to get out. And it's no different than, you know, you got one of those friends that punches you all the time. It's like, is he really your friend if he's hitting you? You know, and he punches you hard and he thinks it's funny. That's not the person you should be hanging out with, you know. Unless you're into that kind of thing, and then hey, you know, all bets are off. But the whole Hasbro WotC fiasco with the OGL showed us, without a doubt, that Hasbro doesn't care about us as gamers. They made that evidently clear when they tried to revoke the OGL, and of course, a lot of companies. Matt Colville, you know, and his production crew, Paizo, Green Ronin, a bunch of them have jumped on the bandwagon to create, you know, the open their own gaming open license that is free for everybody to use. And hey, that's great, you know. And then of course WotC backpedaled. You know, a bunch of people canceled their D&D Beyond subscription. You know, but guess what? Those D&D subscriptions are right back where they were, almost, if not more, than where they were before the OGL debacle. You're in an abusive relationship. You keep going back, you keep getting punched in the face, and you keep coming back. Thank you, may I have another? I'm not saying don't play D&D. I don't think D&D is a bad game. I think D&D is not the game for me. But if you enjoy D&D, keep playing it. You know what? You bought your books already. You own your books. They can't take that away from you. Just don't buy anything new. Cancel your D&D. Vote with your dollar. What does this company have to do to prove to you that they don't give a damn about you? You're just another number. The lady, the CEO or whatever, she came out and said D&D is under monetized, and she doesn't want the players. She wants the players to go out and spend money. The DM, the dungeon master, the game master is typically the one that buys the books. She wants everybody that sits down and plays that game to buy a book. And how are they doing that? They're turning D&D into a VTT, a virtual tabletop. And is it going to be microtransactions? No, I don't think so. I think it's going to be a subscription-based service, just like D&D Beyond. I think D&D Beyond was the catalyst, and they wanted to see how it would work. And now that they have a framework in mind, they're going to expand upon that. And I think all these creative writers and everything that are at WotC that are getting laid off, and by the way, 1,100 people laid off, what, a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, or a week ago. And then earlier in the year, and I think right at the end of summer or midsummer, they laid off 800 people. That's crazy, okay? That's just crazy. So what do you got to do to realize that you're in an abusive relationship and you need to get out? The company doesn't care about you. All they want is your money. They've made it clear that WotC or D&D is under monetized, and they're going to do whatever they have to do to get it to make more money. That's all they care about. So what happens when they get the VTT up and going? All those programmers, all those designers, all those asset artists and stuff, they're going to be laid off. There's going to be no need to keep them. They're going to keep a few key programmers on to make updates and stuff, but the gist of it is all done and imported into the book. They're going to get rid of everybody, just like they did with all their writers and everything, because everything's already imported into this giant database that's going to become the new VTT for D&D, so they don't need those people anymore. So artists and everything, they're going to feed everything into AI generated art. They've got a huge database of art, so they don't need artists anymore. If they've got AI art, they're just going to spin off of that. Will it happen? I don't know. I'm not a futurist. I can't see the future, but I mean, the writing's on the wall. It looks like that's where they're going. So stop buying WotC products. Stop buying Hasbro. I mean, it's that simple. I mean, their stuff's already in the giant discount bin. There's some store or something. They were to Ollie's or something. That's a like it's like if you see stuff in Ollie's, that means it's dead. It's been sold off in bulk. And I guess the writers of Kryn or whatever the board game, the Dragonlance board game that just came out and was selling for crazy amounts of money, is now over there at the discount bin. So I mean, all the Transformer stuff is in the discount bin. All the toys, all the Star Wars toys, all the GI Joe toys are all in this discount place because the franchise has just kind of flopped. Be that as it may, they talked about the bigwig, and I don't remember his name. He took like a $1.5 million bonus at in the early this year. Those layoffs that they just did are usually 4 to 8 months known in advance by the big wigs, by the board of directors and stuff, because they're looking at profit margins, they're looking at their stocks, they're looking at the income and the outcome and everything, and source of income, source of outcome, and they're making decisions based on those numbers, and so they knew they were laying these people off months ago, and this guy still took a bonus, knowing he was going to put people out of a job at Christmas. I don't know about you, but I don't want to support a company that does that. I have no desire to help them in any way, shape, or form. So just on that fact alone, that they laid off almost 2,000 people total now, and oh, by the way, rumor is early next year, 2024, more layoffs to come. I mean, so my heart goes out to, because I've been laid off before. It sucks. I've been in IT for many, many years, and it sucks. And you whenever the company starts having financial difficulties, IT is one of the first departments that get hit because they don't see it as a revenue source or a revenue stream. They see it as a payout stream. It costs the company money. What they don't realize is every time they come in and they turn that computer on, they're able to make money. If they can't turn that computer on, they can't make money. But again, they still fire everybody. IT is one of the first budgets to get cut in any company. And then, they go on a big hiring, jump again when they realize, oh shit, we can't make money because we don't have anybody in IT to fix the shit that's broke. So that's part of the reason I got out of IT, and I'm now in warehouse management, and I feel my job is way more stable, and I'm very happy in what I do, and I have a wonderful team, and I have a great boss that supports me, so it is what it is. But you guys, I use the analogy of an abusive relationship. When you date someone and they hit you and they beat you to the point where you got to hide your face because you got a black eye, or you got to go to the emergency room because they broke your finger or they broke your arm or they broke your leg, and then they come back, oh, I'm sorry, I love you, and then they do it again. That's an abusive relationship. And that's what WotC's doing. They're slapping us in the face. They're telling us that we don't matter. That the only thing they want is our money. And like dummies, we keep going back and buying more books. And Spelljammer was atrocious. It was horrible. And to be honest, the Eberron book wasn't much better. The Kryn book was just lackluster at best. I mean, I'm glad I own it because I'm a huge Dragonlance fan, and I'm a huge Eberron. I have every edition of Eberron from 3.5 on up, and I have every source book for Eberron. And am I going to play it ever? Not using D&D rules. I might port it over to Pathfinder because, to be honest, it wouldn't be hard, or port it over to basic role playing or GURPS or 20 different other games that in my opinion, play better than D&D or play better than anything that WotC produces. So I'm just, to be honest, I'm kind of tired of hearing, WotC did this, Hasbro did this, but yet we keep buying their product. Stop buying. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. It's that simple. They're treating you like garbage, and you're going back and you're in an abuse. It's literally the definition of an abusive relationship. What else do they have to do? D&D Beyond, everybody up in order. Cancel your D&D Beyond membership. Cancel it. Screw them. Vote with your dollar. Their subs are almost back up to where they were before the OGL fiasco. You know, I, so you didn't really show them anything. Yeah, they took a little bit of a hit. Numbers are almost back up to where they were before the OGL fiasco. So there's other games out there, guys. Give it a chance. Go to your GM, or better yet, if you don't want to stop playing D&D, and I'm not saying stop playing D&D, I'm saying stop buying D&D. Don't buy anything. If it's got the WotC logo on it and it says Hasbro on the back, don't buy it. Sure, buy all your Kobold Press and your Monty Cook, and your third-party publishers. Buy that, sure, because that doesn't really give any money to WotC. But if it's an actual Wizards of the Coast book, don't buy it. It's that simple, you know. And I'm not condoning piracy or, finding it for free on Scribd or any other platform. Don't do that either, because it's not helpful. Buy your books legitimately if you're going to buy them, but don't buy D&D books. Don't buy Wizards of the Coast product. Buy everybody else's product. Kobold Press makes some amazing stuff, and I highly recommend their Midgard world. It's phenomenal. And it's high quality stuff, and it's what I feel D&D should be, but it's not, because of the way Hasbro and is running the company, and laying off all these people. It's just utter garbage, and it's horrible that they would lay these people off right before Christmas, and this guy took a bonus. I think it was someone can put the numbers down in the notes. I think it was like $1.3 million. He took a bonus of 1.3 million, or maybe it was even 1.3 billion. I don't think it was billion. I'm pretty sure it was million. But regardless, that's a couple of jobs at WotC that people could have, kept their job if he'd have just said, you know what, I'm making a good salary. Let's put this back into the company. But no, he took it with the incentives and everything. Who knows what all the incentives are? But he took the money, and I'm sure there's a X amount of cash that was involved. There usually is, in stock options and bonuses and this and that he got. It's just, I don't know, guys. You're in an abusive relationship. Get out of it. Find another game. There's so many good games out there that play way better than D&D and don't break down once you hit 12th level. I mean, look at Critical Role. I mean, they hardly ever go past the 13th, 14th level. Why? Because the mechanics break down. It's garbage, and the game wasn't ready when they released it. But, that's my bias. I'm not a fan of D&D for that reason. And on top of what the Hasbro's doing to the industry and doing to the company, there's almost 2,000 people now that are out of a job in the game industry. And for a niche industry, there's companies like Green Ronin, it's like 4 or 5 employees. Paizo's only a couple of people. I mean, everybody else is contractors. So it's not like these people can go get a job in the same industry that they love. I mean, sure, they would love to, they want to, but they're not going to make, $40, $50, $60, $70,000 a year working, for Paizo, or working for, Battle Zoo, or whatever the name of the company is, or, these companies don't have that kind of overhead. They don't sell that many books, and in an industry where, a physical product is king, you got to keep launching material, and you guys keep buying it. You want to really shut WotC down and shut Hasbro down? Stop buying Transformers, G.I. Joe, whatever else that WotC's got its name on, toys and action figures and stuff. Stop buying all that crap, and stop buying Magic the Gathering. Stop buying 5th edition, and find other games. There's tons of card games out there that are still viable and still good, and to be honest, play way better than Magic. Magic's not that good of a game. I mean, and then they're jacking up the price of the cards. The paper's getting thinner and flimsier. I mean, it's an abusive relationship. They keep abusing you, and you keep giving them money. Stop it. And and I hate to rant about this, but it's just horrible that 1,100 people are going to have a shitty Christmas this week or next week because you know they're not going to be able to go back to work after Christmas. They're going to have to sit there and hit the pavement and collect unemployment and maybe not buy as many Christmas presents as they wanted to buy for their kids or for their loved ones because they don't know where their next paycheck is coming from. And that's horrible. Like I have a mortgage, I have a car payment, I have a special needs child. If I lose my job, I am fucked. And I mean, I've got some money in savings, but not enough to make it through another year. Maybe 6 months if I pinch really tight. I think I can make it 6 months. But I mean, my mortgage is not cheap. I mean, I bought during the housing boom and I overpaid for my house, but I didn't have a choice. I was done renting and I wanted a bigger house and I wanted some conveniences that I have. Like I have this lovely basement with all my toys in it, and my son has his own playroom. Those are the concessions that I made for the money that I pay. I was willing to pay that to get the things that I wanted. But if I lose my job, I would be in serious jeopardy of losing my house probably in the 8 to 10 month range. I would seriously be thinking about having to move somewhere because I don't think I could afford to stay here anymore with the mortgage that I have. So I plan accordingly. I mean, if those that follow the channel, you can see clearly I have not backed nearly as many Kickstarters in the last 6 months as I have in the last couple of years. I've cut way back. And some of them are dear friends that I dare I say I respect and admire and I want to support them, but I can't afford it because I have to live within my means and I have to put food on the table like everybody else. I don't spend money I don't have. I have credit cards, but all my credit cards are at a zero balance. I pay them off every month. I don't charge more than I know that I can spend. So that's neither here nor there in the grand scheme of things, but I'm not buying RPGs or nearly as many. And if I do buy them, I'm starting to buy a lot of PDFs because physical books are getting stupid expensive. $70 for your average game book is redonkulous. $70 for a game book. That's ridiculous, but I get it, the cost of paper, it's a hard to renew source. WotC's raised its prices on its books. I mean, we're raising the cost of PDFs. I don't necessarily agree with that. I want the artists to get paid. I want them to make a viable living, but I don't think a PDF is worth $35 just because you're selling your book at $75. You don't. I don't think it's fair to charge half the price of a PDF just because the book sells for $70. You're going to sell your PDF for $35. Well, because you didn't get a physical book. I want the artist to get, but a $20 PDF, there's no difference between a $20 PDF and a $35 PDF. The only difference is the amount of money that the publisher gets to keep, and if you don't like drive-through RPG and they're taking too big of a cut, put up your own website, start your own e-commerce. There's many, many resources out there to do it and do it relatively inexpensive and, do it. I mean, there's ways to work. There's always a way to go around everything. That is the joy of American commerce. We always find a way to get it bigger, better, and cheaper. That's just how it works, and until someone figures out a way to make it cheaper than the way you're doing it, it is what it is. So let's get out of the abusive relationship. I'm not supporting WotC. I'm not even supporting Kobold Press. I stopped my subscription to Paizo. When I bought the house, I restarted it to get the revised rule books, and then I turned it off. I got both of the new revised books, and I turned it off. I can't afford it. It's that simple. I have to put my money elsewhere. So vote with your wallet. Stop being in an abusive relationship. Stop giving WotC money. By all means, keep playing the same game that you've been playing if that's your jam. If you don't want to learn another game, you don't have to. You already own the books or the PDFs. You can play D&D forever. The mechanics aren't going anywhere. You own the books. whether it be physical or PDF. They can't take them away from you. So play the game that you want to play. Just don't buy any new books. It's that simple. And when Hasbro realizes that they can't be abusive to us anymore, maybe they'll stop. Maybe they'll treat their employees better. Maybe they'll treat us as consumers better, because right now they don't care about us, and that's just sad that we would support a company that treats us like that. I just don't get it. So I don't know. What's your thoughts on everything? What do you feel? Do you think Hasbro's doing the right thing by trying to save money and by cutting all these jobs? I personally don't think so, but I'd be interested. I understand corporations want to make money. They want to stay in the black. Hasbro's in the red right now, big time, but Magic is going gangbusters for them. I think it's pretty much the only thing keeping them afloat. So let me know what you think. I'm sorry for a downer of a rant. I'll try to do a better video tonight and maybe do something positive. I do have to do a review of basic role play. I also need to do a review of Fallout. I haven't done a review for Fallout yet. I think I did a flip through when I got the book in the mail, but I don't think I did a review of it. I'll go back and check. There's a couple other books that I need to do a review of. And I also need to get my miniature painting done, but I haven't gotten my other desk set up yet. I'm still working on that. I mean, it's real simple, guys. I'm pushing 60, and when I get home from work, I am tired. And I have my son for about 2 hours before my wife gets home. So, and sometimes it's on me to cook dinner, take care of the kid. I mean, it's what you do. It's a family, right? But I'm really tired. And when I get the weekend, there's only so much I can do. Now I've got a honey-do list for the house. You guys know how it is. It's hard. And then running this YouTube channel is not easy either. So I do appreciate all the support. Give a thumbs up if you liked it, subs if you loved it. If you want to help support the channel, I'm on Ko-Fi. There's a link in the video. Should be up here. And, and of course there's Patreon, which is awesome. $5 a month. Discord, very active on Discord. I have a affiliate link with Drive-Thru RPG. I'm working on an affiliate link with Miniature Market, so hopefully I'll hear back on that after the new year. So just ways to, if you use those affiliate links, you support the channel. It doesn't cost you anything extra. Puts a couple pennies in my pocket, which I do put all that money back into the channel. So I really appreciate all the support. You guys have been awesome. Discord is pretty active. It's been a little slow lately, but I haven't been running games on Discord. I've been running an in-house game of Dragonbane, going phenomenal. I just did an after-action report of Dragonbane. Go check that out if you haven't checked it out. I think YouTube's going to throw up a video down in one of these corners for another video to watch. If you can help the channel out, put it on autoplay and just let it play videos in the background. Really helps the watch time and the algorithm. Leaving comments is fantastic. Even if you disagree with me, leave a comment. I will take the time to read it. Be nice though, don't be a jerk. I'll delete those. Won't put up with that. But constructive criticism, what's your thoughts on the whole WotC debacle? Let me know. I really want to know. I want to know if you're a D&D player. I want to know how you feel about it. Do you feel like WotC's slapping you in the face? Do you feel like you're in an abusive relationship? Do you not care? I mean, or are you just going to keep buying your D&D books because that's your game of choice? I want to know. I'm curious. So, as always, peace and hair grease. Like and subscribe. Join the Patreon if you want to support the channel. Send me a donation via Ko-Fi. Anything helps. I appreciate it very much. And as always, peace and hair grease. And remember, Mr. Mean says be nice. Thank you, guys.